Hello. I'm just going to get you up on my iPad because I've remembered to bring it with me. So we might as well put it on. Discard. There we go. We'll wait for some people to join us. And then we will have a little look. I've got a couple of things set aside to make, which is cool. And we'll go from there. Aha. Hi, Lisa. Hiya. She's commenting from the table. So, everybody that ordered from our, I'm going to call it a super sale, all of the orders left. I'm going left because I know there's orders up there because we don't dispatch on a Saturday. So anything that came in after 2:30 yesterday will leave on Monday. And the reason we don't dispatch on a Saturday is because we used to, but then we dispatch on a Monday and the Monday parcels will get delivered before the Saturday ones. So it's like, well, what's the point in sending them? We might as well send them on the Monday and people will get them before. So that's what we did. It's nice and overcast today, not quite so warm, still a bit muggy, but all right. There we go, we've got some people joining us now. I've flipped the door shut because we are opposite a pub and it's a bit rowdy out there today. As always, if you've got any questions, anything in particular you'd like to see, shout out. I've got my friend in today, Lisa, so she'll be keeping an eye and relaying the questions for me. And I've also got my iPad, so spoiled for choice today. Right then, I'm going to show you some of the deal. Well, Paul was really busy yesterday. He's got all of the stock off the table. Let me give you a flip round look. Okay, so the table, I've just left with all of my special offer tickets on there. But the tables, they're all ready for workshops to start on Monday. And all of the stock has been filtered up onto the wall. So from here, it's absolutely chocker all the way down. That's one side. I'm going to flip round there. And then all the way down this side. And then around, little wraparound counter with all the tools and different bits on as well. So, what were you loving from the sale? Have any of you got your parcels yet and started to play? Because it would be fabulous if you could post some pictures up. I'm going to show you the bits that we have got left, starting at the top. Now, I want to do a live with this grunge stuff. I'm hoping that there'll still be some left for me to do that. Because I love these as just general stencils in the background. That grungy alphabet. You've got the dots and circles. Now, if you love that and you like the dotted circle stamp, I'd be quick because they are down. There's 2 of them left. So it's fastest fingers first on them. The press letters. We've got the kiss background. These 2, if you didn't see me on Thursday and you haven't managed to catch up with the live, on Dragons Papercraft, in the new arrivals section, you will find a colossal amount of deals. Stupid prices. It was part of a celebration for Dragons Papercraft being 15 years. So we've just had our 13th birthday in the shop, but actually the whole business was 15 years old yesterday. So we just wanted to do a little something and get some bargains going. So £1.99 on the A5 stencils, £1.49 on the DL. This is a fabulous die set, lovely big tag with those lovely ripped torn edge ones in the middle. They are down to £5.99. These are amazing. So you've got grasses, you've got a beautiful scalloped edge, and you've got clouds. I didn't catch that. Could you try again? Sorry, Siri's going off. They are down to £3.99 from £9.99. So you can almost get all 3 for the price of 1, bar 50p. if you like embossing folders, this is a gorgeous one. They're stars, and it's a DL size. That is down to £2.99. I'm not going to go over every deal, but I'm just going to point out some real corkers. I've got a sample of that. I'm going to show you when I get back to the desk. We're going to use this one in demo. This is like, you buy this pad, you get the full 8x8 pad free. It's £6.99 for both pads. If you like some Christmas stencils, £1.99 each. Now, this one, I know you're going to love this. And when you see what I've done with it, you're going to go, I need that in my life. This is £17.99 down to £6.99. And it die cuts beautifully. This one you were loving as well, which was the Winter Pine Tree Grunge Collection. These ones are embossing folders. Last few bits now, these are £2.50 each. Really lovely. Now you were loving these as well. These are your Winter Hills and your Holly Masks, down to £1.50 each. That is cheaper than buy one get one free. Another one, which I think after the demo that I'm going to do up there, you can get 5 stamp sets for £9.99 in here. And my demo, you'll see them and you'll go, wow, just fabulous. And these, the Craft Lab, you've got the lantern, the pine branch and the pine trees. They're all £3.99 instead of £9.99. So another thing to keep an eye out for, the foil pad and the glitter pad, I'm going to be cutting into this up there, and it cuts a dream. So I'm just going to whiz up here. I want to try and get 2 demos in, so that's why I've been a little bit quicker. Let me just bring my iPad with me. Okay, so I won't go too fast. I want you to get dizzy.
Zena Morris is loving her stencils.
Fabulous. And then, oh, there's Paul. Hi, Paul. Hope the dog's behaving. This is back in stock again. I think we've had about the 3rd delivery on the gardening range from Jamie Rogers. Absolutely brilliant. I'm just going to stand my iPad up there so I can see it. I'm going to click you in there. Because I don't know what happened there. Well, actually, I do. I hope you're all back. Sorry about that. I know what happened. When I clicked my phone in, it went onto the emergency button and started setting an alarm off. So I hope it'll be fine. It will. Right, I am going to flip you around and show you the little bits that I've been making with some of the deals. So let's get that around there. But yeah, this still isn't, I've still not got any comments on the iPad. So that's very strange. So first up, we have got, this one is your party card shape. Should be £13.99. It's down to £5.99. And I just cut this out using black card and some of the glitter black and gold from this pad. But party invitation, I think, would be amazing for that. You don't have to put the balloons on. You can snip these out. I think there's a lot of scope with this one. You can do it in multicolours. You've got the balloons to use on their own. You've got the lovely streamers in there. So I just wanted to cut that one out so you could see how fab it looks. So I've got the comments on my phone, but not on the iPad. I might just turn the iPad off because that is just pointless. Okay. Hi, Margaret. So that's that one. And then this one here. This is the slimline inlay. So you get the outside, but you also get 3 snowflakes. It should be £17.99. It's down to £6.99. And if you want to make a batch of simple Christmas cards, how gorgeous is that? So I've cut it in the silver glitter, but I've also cut it in black and just slightly offset it. And then I've used my Merry Christmas from the Christmas sentiments I released last year. Now, the good news is that they are going to be back in stock. It's not going to be till the end of July, but that's only like 3 weeks away, isn't it? I've just seen a big, can't remember what I've bought now, but it will be delivered on Monday. Oh, it'll be like Christmas for you. I can't remember. So that is the inlay one that I wanted to show. And I've just used it outside, not even used the 3 snowflakes on there. But I just thought that was beautiful.
Someone wants to know what time you close.
At 3 o'clock we shut today. Well, I say today. Every day we're open 10 till 3. Is that right? Yeah, 10 till 3. But we don't open on Sundays because Paul has to cook me some food. I have to have a roast dinner. Right then, so this one. So you might have seen a little sneaky peek of this on Facebook. This is the Craft Lab Lantern at $3.99 from $9.99. I've also used the Pine Branches, which is this one. Again, $3.99 from $9.99. And then if you have a look in the background, you'll notice I've actually used the holly frame. I think it's called holly frame, which is £1.50. But it all just goes together so well. And then after I made it, I thought, do you know what? That will make a beautiful tag. So what I've done, I don't want to lose that bit. I've cut out one of the A6 tags, which is a grunge tag. I can't remember how much it is. Can you run?
No.
Next to the grunge pads on the wall, you'll see it. I think it's called A6 ticket. Yeah, how much is that?
It's $3.99.
Instead of
$8.99.
right. Yeah, can you bring so I can show and then people know what they're looking for. Thanks. It's almost like having Paul in here. So it's this one. Should be $8.99 down to $3.99. I love the detail at the bottom of this, and it's a really good size. So I thought I would make that onto this tag for a demo. And then, I mean, I was just messing around, okay, before I went live. But can you see all of the grunge stencils that I've used? The coffee ring ones. I've got the pressed letters in there. I've got the kisses. And I just, basically, there was some bubble wrap on the floor and I wanted to ink the bubble wrap and do a print because I'd never done it before and I wanted to. So I was just messing, doing like a masterboard that I can chop into. But that's using all of those, all of these stencils. You've got the pressed letters, the kisses, they're $1.49. Then you've got this one. I love this part. And you have also got the alphabet as well. And they're $1.99. So they are good ones to get hold of. Now, there's something else I've got made. Oh, well, we got a little birthday card today, look, from Lisa. It says, happy birthday, 15, so proud of you. All in dragon colours. Thanks, Lisa. Don't be embarrassed. Don't be embarrassed. Okay, so this one, very, very rustic. Have I missed any comments because they're not on my iPad? Are you sure? There was a big one there from Angie Trim.
Yeah, she's saying, thank you, Paul. Just received my bundle of Christmas papers and toppers. Fairy papers. Love them.
Perfect. So this one, it's not stuck down because I'm going to make you one. Just made a little wreath with that bundle of stamps. So let's just have a little look. We've got, may your Christmas be filled with light and love. Enjoy this wonderful time. Ho, ho, ho. Or, oh, oh, oh. We've also got all of the little foliage, the Christmas foliage there. We've got winter night. We have got owl scenery. Love the little picket fence, which looks like that. If you use the Winter Hills stencil. And then there's one more. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Which one haven't I shown you? This one here. This one has got season's greetings, Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, and best wishes. So we'll sit and have a little look at those first. I'll try and stay organised. Right then. So So let's start off with this. So I've got one of our card blanks. Now, this is one of the Studio Light ones. They're on an introductory offer, so you can get 10 cards and envelopes for £4.99. And we've got them in square 6x6, and we've got them in 5x7. And there are 4 colours. I think the 5x7 ones are a little bit dearer because they're a bit larger.
Question.
Yes?
Maxine Elizabeth says, Hazel, any chance you can show how to do the wood effect with inks? Pretty please.
Well, that is just spooky, because that's exactly what I'm going to do now, Maxine. Was it Maxine?
Maxine Elizabeth.
Right. So we've got that kind of little wood effect in the background. So it doesn't matter what ink you use to do this, but oxides will give you a different effect to a water reactive dye-based ink. So like these ones, or like distress inks. So I'm going to choose frayed burlap. And I like to hold the pad with my finger in the middle on the back, and you just tilt it up and literally just drag down. That is it. And then I hold that over. That gives me, and then I'll just scuff that up there just so that it matches. That gives me that effect. Now, it's funny that you should mention that, because I had a really good tidy up, and I found all of my originals. Do you remember I did a wood grain paper pad? I found all of my originals, and I thought, oh, I must do something with them, as in a giveaway or something. I'm just grovelling to see if I can find them. No, it's too... I've put them away, so I will find them back out.
Maxine says, thank you so much. Didn't realise it was as easy as that.
As easy as that, yeah. And do you know what the great thing is? You can mix colours together. So we've done one colour there, but say, for instance, I'm going to do it on the back because this one I'm doing lighter and more sweeps. It makes a difference how hard you push. Okay, so that one's frayed burlap. Right, so if I come in now with some walnut stain and start and angle my pad differently, you're going to get sort of like different knotty effects. That's that one. Maybe let's put...
Says, I have that paper, but it's great.
Oh, who was that?
Pam.
Pam.
Karen.
Do you know what? I'm so annoyed with myself because I saw it and I was like, oh my goodness. I think I've even got one of the paper pads as well, and I thought, oh, well, we'll definitely do something with those. But look how you can start and layer up your colours. And then if you rub over with a tissue... You see, I wasn't meant to be doing this, but it's funny because I'm just going to grab a scoreboard now and show you something different, because there's so many different ways you can do wood grain. I'm going to pop that on there. Now that measures 14 centimetres. I'm going to go along and score every centimetre. So this is going to be like skinny planks. And then when I turn this back over, what I can do is go back to my frayed burlap. That's going to put me in I'm going to use this one too. I'm going to keep going. Just, I wanted the lines to come out more.
Yeah, Pam said it's a brilliant effect.
There you go. Not uniform, just real. Now, is that going to be too dark for that? I might have to do it on this side, but I like that side. Oh, do you know what? I'm just going to go for it, because I've got this one to refer back to. Okay, so this has got like a nice light background. This one's darker, but If I had got my VersaFine Clair inks here, I would definitely opt to stamp in those over the top of here, but I haven't, so I'm going to use what I'm using. I'm going to start off with this stamp, and this is from the little foliage set. So I'm going to pop that on there, and I'm going to use Walnut Stain to start with. And I'm going to kind of, I want to put this on there the right way around.
Jenny Bella's loving the wood effect, far better than printed paper, thank you.
Oh, so I'm going to start here, and then I'm going to get a couple of just clean, you can't really see the light one, so I'm just going to put one down to start with. So literally finding the centre point by eye. Of course, there's lots of tools out there that can do all of this for you if you're scared, but I quite like the freehand. It just makes it a little bit more, is organic the right word? So I'm just extending these ones out now. And then you'll kind of see a circle-ish starting to form. Sorry if I'm wiggling the camera. And just keep going into your pad just to create that lovely... It's not standing out as much on here as I wanted it to, but that is purely because I went off on a tangent and really concentrated on my wood effect. But that's fine. We can work with this. We'll do the same, but it'll end up different. Okay, so we've got a base to work with. Okay, we've got that kind of, yeah, happy with that. So my next stamp that I'm going to use is this one. Now I know, looking at that, I've done it in this one with Ice Spruce. I don't think that's going to stand out on there, so I'm just going to nick another colour. I feel like Evergreen Bough might show up a little bit better. So I'm just going to stamp a little bit of the bough, and because I've got my wreath already there, I'm just going to follow it round rather than doing my 6 and 9 and 12.
And she says, thank you, Hazel, for showing us how to make planks on the paper.
That's okay, you're very welcome. So just follow that round. In fact, the Evergreen Bough goes really nice with these browns. Right, so now that's a little bit thicker and we're starting to take shape. So I will go on with this one, excuse the colour of it. Little berries. Now I'm going to change ink. I'm going to go over to my water reactive inks. And I'm going to start off in the middle and just repeat my little, stamp it in the middle, take off the excess, and I try and keep to the same and then we just got to join them. That one you might just run out, so you can just re-ink up. And if it goes a little bit off skew, just don't worry, don't worry. This is quite a vintage finish, I feel. Nice little sepia tones. And it is anywhere where you think, oh, I just need a little bit more. But then you've got that gorgeous wreath peeking out. Now, because of this being a lot darker, I feel like my sentiment, I'm going to actually stamp in black on this one so it stands out. So we could have the season's greetings, Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, enjoy wonderful time. No, enjoy this wonderful time. Or, stuck it on the wrong side, that's why. May your Christmas be filled with light and love. I'm going to go for one of these ones, and I'm going to put Season's Greetings.
Shani's just joined. Hi, Hazel.
Hi, Shani. And then, you see...
Question.
Yeah.
Val wants to know, do you sell anything to make masks out of?
Yes, we do. Couple of different things. You have got the Studio Light stamp storage sheets, which you can cut into, which look like this. I've got one here, so it doesn't matter. We do them in A6 and A5. And then we've also got, I'm certain that there's a Sizzix. Have a look on the front of the counter while I stamp this up. And I think there's a crafts artist mask set as well. There's a couple of items on the website there, Val. If Paul's still watching, maybe he'll pop a little link on for you. Oh, there you go. Do you want to bring them up here and I'll show? Because it's better to see it physically. That's it. Yeah, we've got these ones. Craft Artist masking sheets, 10 sheets per pack. That's $9.99. And they've got like a grid on. Now, I believe these are more... they're not paper style. They're more... what's the way?
Elaine's just joined, very late, but loving what I see already.
Where are we? This is... how can I explain that? It's not paper. It's like vinyl. Like vinyl, yes. So these would be good if you're die cutting masks. You can stamp onto them, but obviously, depending on what ink you use, the ink will come off of them. If you're looking to mask stamps, you see, look at that now with that. I love that. Now, because this is, I'm going to put that next to it just so that you can see the difference. This one's a lot darker, but we've still got all of that detail. Now, I could go a step further on this one. Because I've introduced the black, I could then, I mean, I might regret this, but I'm going to do it because it's good that you see options. It looks gorgeous like that. But if you wanted more,
Paul's put the link on.
Oh, thank you, Paul. We're just taking a little bit more. Now, this black won't be super bright, but it'll just tie in. And I might need to just do a little bit of filling in. But, and you can still see the red, which is good. In fact, I'm not going to fill anything in. That just takes it to another level. I could have done that with brown as well. Very rustic. Another option here, you could use the the pine branches and add a nice little display on this corner as well, and die cut that up. So that was why I got so excited about this little bundle here. To get 5 stamp sets for $9.99, I just think, how many of these could you batch make up? Yeah, I love it. I think it's a cracking deal. Now, I have got this one there as well, but I think we'll have a look at the die cutting one next.
Maxine said that's amazing.
Here's that nice little rickety old fence, look. Then you've got the lamp post I've just popped in here. We've got the nice little tree that I've popped in. And then look all the way around the top. They're all of the same elements that we've just used on our wreath. And then you've got the hills. Now, the clever thing about these hills is I just pop that on there like so and ink through. But then I started to move it across and extend out those hills. So it looks like it's an A5 stencil, but it actually is a smaller one. So very easy to build up a scene. Brilliant, Pam. Don't forget to post pics. Yeah, Really love those. Right, so that's those bargains. Let's bring in these elements here. I did do the die cutting just so that I didn't have to get up. Not that I was being lazy, but just because it's behind me. And yeah, right, so let's put that to the side. Oh, didn't stick that on there. Just show you that on top of there with that nice border. Great for posting, nice and flat, but the detail, love that. Okay, right then. What I'm going to do, I mean, any order that comes in from now until we post out on Monday morning, I will put everybody into a free draw, and some of these demo cards that I'm making, I will send out in with the parcels. How's that? Okay, so I was going to say if you bought this bundle of stamps, but that's unfair because some people have already bought it. And I don't know how, yeah. No, we'll just have to do it generally orders, yeah. Okay, so, look at this. This is the lantern, and I have cut it out of the gold, silver and black glitter card pad. And then all of the pine branches I've just cut out in the Media Artist. So I'm just going to pop these out of here. You can be quite rough with them. Pop that in, pop that, pop that. So I've got all of those. And then, oh, I knew I'd do it. I've lost a bit of my candle. My candle wick. Oh no, there it is. My candle wick, my dribble, my thing, my that. There we go. Got all of my elements. Now for this one, I did something a little bit different. This. Did you see me launch the Sprinkles by Jamie Rogers? I popped some into a palette and I was painting with them, and I thought, oh, I'll be able to reactivate that. And when I came back to it, this is what it looked like. And I thought, oh, but then I thought, I'm sure it will still reactivate. And it absolutely does. Just pop that in there. And then I'm going to use a bit of that. I'm going to use a bit of that. And a bit.
Might have to treat yourself to some more sale items.
And a bit of that. So now I can use this to paint my elements in. Now for the background, I wanted to do something a little bit different. I'm going to grab the holly and I'm going to take my green ink pad and I'm just going to rub this over on here like so. And then to make sure that I've got an even coverage, I'm going to brayer over it. So this in effect is going to print onto my tag. So I'm just going to lay that and get that positioned where I want it, which is about there. And then, this is the bit where you're going to have to forgive me. I'm going to emboss it on my machine. I hope I do this the right way round. So it's just going through my machine with my rubber mat. And then I will need my black. Did I do it the right way? I hope so.
Charlie and Pam can't resist. They're trying to behave themselves.
I'll have none of this sitting on your hands. Right, look at that. The detail, I've got to get it right. So that has printed the design around the edge of my tag. And I love that, but I want to grunge it down a little bit. So I'm just going to start and slide over gently to start with. and get a little bit of a background for my lantern to sit on. So you have to do it light because I don't want to take away that the green. So let's just grab that and see what this looks like. Now I'm going to layer that there because that's going to act as my like reinforcer. Yeah, that will be fine. I might just see how I'm using this as if it's like a blending tool. Just giving us the putting in them detail bits. Okay, happy. That's that. And then when I matte and layer that on top of there, that's gonna bounce off. So I'm gonna stick that down. And because it's been through the embosser, make sure you get that glue as close to the edge as you can, because the card will be a little wrinkled just from the pressure of the machine. I just got to get it in the right place. Okay. So there's a nice base for our tag. And then our little lantern, you see I had cut reinforcers, but actually looking at this, I'm not going to need the reinforcer because, go on then Hazel, go on, do it. I'm going to put the enforcer on. So yes, I've just seen someone's I need to wait for Wednesday. Absolutely, we do have a new launch on Wednesday, and it is it's Julie Hickey Designs, and it's actually more additions from myself. So it is more from my library of words and something a little bit different. So I'm really excited to share that with you. Julie is going to be live at 9 from her page, and I'm going to go on at 9:30, and then I will also be on later on in the evening. And any lives that I do, I'll try and say, like, pop them into our group. But if you be looking on Julie Hickey Designs page, that's where the lives will be. Right, so now I've got that, I can raise that up. And it's not easy. And Julie's new launch phase of product. Yep. It all happens, doesn't it? Right, and I'm just going to centralise that there. Get that in position. Don't be wonky. Where's them tweezers gone? Just there. It's going there. Right then. Now, I have got some... I didn't bring my... We've got those fabulous little twine packs down to £1 something. It's the Christmas twines. They were £4.50 down to £1.99, I think. And I haven't got a set here that's open. I've got loads of them at home, but I've just found some, what do you call this stuff? Sisal. Now, one of my customers actually went to Kenya and bought me this. I've got a big, massive cupboard full of it. I love it. So, yeah, I'm just going to put some of this twine in. What, it's not twine, you know what I mean. Sisal. I'm just going to scruffy that all up. I would try to tie a bow, but I don't think I've got enough. So I might just leave that on there for the minute. And we'll see what we look like. Okay, so now onto our pine branches. Again, it's amazing how hot it goes in here with the front door shut, isn't it? Yeah. Right, so just get that size out of the way. Ever so easy to do these. Just rub your pad over. Now I need to go for, actually I'm going to do them ones different. Am I? Yeah, do them ones different. Keep that for the candle. Little bit of black over there. It just kind of gives me a better colour. Okay, now, where's that water brush? I'm dripping. Ugh. Right, so these, now what I'm going to go for. Now the water brushes are also on offer. I've got to try and clean this without contaminating my barrel. Okay, so for these kind of almost holly leaves, I'm going to go into my green that's reactivated because I've just, and that was a tiny bit of powder in there. Just going to whiz a little bit over here. And this is purely to give me a little bit of variation in the greens, but it's got that mica in, so I should get a nice little mica shine as well. So just pop that over. And then I'm going to do the same with my black pad. Now, these are going to be a little bit damp still, but I'm just going to go with it. Come on. Okay, so they're ready. And then I've got these little berries. So I'll just use a little bit of green on the stalks. You probably can't see that because that is right where that reflection is of the light. And then, can you see it? It is right in the reflection.
Put it down a bit towards you.
There. Where have I just put the water brush? Oh, yeah, found it. Perfect. Now, I'm going to use a little bit of red, but then I'm going to go over the top with some orchid from the sprinkles. So basically, we'll just pop that on, like so, and then I love this orchid. Okay. I think that's got a few more bits in. Taz. So I'm going to stick this down. Haven't done my candle yet. So I'm going to have this piece here. And then, come on. I've lost my little fine applicator. I must bring another one from home. I'll have that one across there. Then that one. And then these little holly type leaves. We can just tuck in I'm right down to the bottom of this glue, you know. We'll have that one there. There it is, it was hiding. Come out. That one there, and then we can pop our little berries in. Just that little tiny flash of pinky red, I think, just sets that off. Right, now for our candle, I'm going to use this one is Circuit Breaker. Now, I know the trouble is, I know that my mat is dirty. I'm just going to add a little bit and almost wipe that down a bit. I want a rustic kind of candle. So this is the Dribbly Wax. It almost looks green. I wanted it more grayer, but it is what it is. We're going to stick this one on. You could raise this on a little pad if you wanted to, but I think left.
You're still going.
Is it? Mm-hmm. I don't know what it is with the connection in this shop just recently. Okay, so I'm going to slip my candle in there. I'm going to have my little wick.
Paul said you can treat yourself to a new glue, Hazel. They're on offer at £3.60.
Ever the comedian, isn't he? Hey? I'm not yet, Paul, because it's still got some in. I'll put my wick in there. Now then, I've got my flame. I've also got a dirty brush. I hope this hasn't got too much green on it, but I need to just get on and get this done. Put that in there. Right, so I've got yellow on there. Yellow on there. That's a nice little layer to go on there, but I'm going to just dip in and pop a little bit of orchid in there. Not probably that much, Hazel. Just taking that away. Get back into there. Just so that it's a different colour, so that when I layer it on, it looks fabulous. So I'll take this bit first and layer that down. And then this piece can go on the top. It didn't quite give me what I wanted. So I'm just trying to add a little bit in without it. Perfect. So I've got that. Let's just bring that in. Got that nice little flame growing. Right. So now, the last little thing I'm going to go into, you know, the re-inkers that we've had on there, the Jamie Rogers ones. I've made a little spritzer with the gold one. And I'm just going to give this a nice little spritz over. So it's just a hint of a tint, and it just gives it that lovely glow on top, even on top of the glitter card. But look at that. So there we have, this one can go onto a card. This one you can tie it onto a present, or maybe it's going to go on a bottle of wine. Just needs a little sentiment. I mean, you could go into the little sticker pad, and I think it needs to be black. And I feel like that's quite a warming. I could have warm wishes on there. I could have Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. You see, there's lots I could do. I'm going to just on the top of Let's just get one of those, because I think these are amazing for £2.50. I want to tuck...
You've never seen die-cut foliage. It looks so realistic. It's amazing.
Oh, I don't want to put it on top of the candle. It's going to have to go to... But I really like the circle one, but I want one of these because I feel like that would look really nice coming off of there. Warm wishes. Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. I'm not one for being symmetrical, but I'm going to have to. Because it's circular, I want to put it in the middle. There we go. Little tag. I wonder who will be receiving the tag. Or this one. In their order. So they will be sent out with one of the orders that comes in from now until Monday morning when they all start to get packed. I'll say Monday at 2:30. So any orders that come in, I'll do a random and these will go into one of the orders. So let's spin you around. I didn't see any of the comments because I gave up on my iPad because it just wasn't playing ball.
No, it's just people saying amazing, beautiful, beautiful, lovely demo.
Oh, I'm glad you enjoyed it. But do you know what? When the boxes came in and we got it out on the table, I was just like, oh my God, you could have so much fun with it. And I mean, we all love a bargain, don't we? I couldn't believe it at the prices. I'm sorry that the brushes sold out so quick. I knew that they would be the first to go. If I ever get the opportunity to get them again at that price, obviously I'll jump on it. But if I don't, well done to those of you that managed to get them. And yeah, thank you for joining me. Enjoy the rest of your weekend, and I will catch up with you next week. Probably be Thursday. Take care, everyone. Thank you. Don't forget to check them bargains out. Bye.